We're going to start off a little serious tone here. This first video is from Salinas, and it's a sad one. It's been out for a while, I think since about August. Steve, why don't you tell us what's going on here?
That's right, Mark. This is a very sad case. It's going to move really, really fast. You see these two suspects going in there into what's called the hotspot convenience store. It's one of those garden variety little mom and pop store. Yeah, it just went off. Garden variety mom and pop store. They go in to rob it, and just for no reason at all, they're just brutal. Just they don't need it. It's three elderly people. They go in there. They shoot to death one of the women.
This is the guy right here, Steve. He comes in and watch. He points the gun, and you see her. He shoots the elderly woman right there in the corner.
He'll shoot. Yeah, he'll shoot again. Watch. You'll see the gun go off, and then there he goes.
What's the point of this?
Look at what is
exactly. That's what's so tragic about it. Is that there's no point to it at all, other than just cruelty. Now watch. That's not enough that they shoot him. Now watch how horrible this is. This is just horrible. They beat him now. They pistol whip him.
So and the reason why we're showing this
is one of the worst cases I've seen in my career.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why we're showing this is people have to realize there are people like this out there. And
look, he's still beating on him.
Wow. So any leads at all on this, Steve?
Okay, look at him. Look at the guy in the back. He's
beating the person he shot.
He's beating a little,
some little old lady. He's beating her.
Are there any leads at all on this?
Unfortunately, there are no leads. We're hoping maybe some people that know these people will have some heart and some pity and some compassion.
My God.
Look how horrible. He's still beating on him.
That is the...
See how inhumane they are.
That is the worst video I've ever seen on Fugitive Watch.
It is. I believe it is.
Especially knowing the circumstances that somebody died and over that for what? For a little bit of money? Not worth it. Not worth it. They weren't even, they didn't even try to fight back. They sat in the corner and
there was no point to it. No point to it. It was unnecessary. Just other than brutality.
So Salinas PD, they can really use your help. Scott, Steve, they can send a tip, anonymous tip if they want through the Facebook page or to one of the numbers on the screen. We can really use your help on this one. Okay, let's move on. Let's lighten up a little bit here. Scott, drop cam. You gotta love the videos, right?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, these videos inside the houses are getting great. They're really clear. You're going to see these two guys. They go into this house in, I believe, was it Los Altos, Steve?
Yes, Los Altos, California.
It was Los Altos, California. And look at this. They'll practically pose for the camera. They'll turn and look into the camera. They're wearing hoodies to cover their faces. They're wearing gloves. You know, they took a bunch of electronic items and stuff. They cleaned the place out. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so the thing I want to bring up on this is these cameras are great. Camera systems are awesome. Alarm systems are awesome. They've become so affordable now and easy to use. And one of the things is a lot of these cameras could be hooked directly into your alarm system. There's companies out there, and one of the companies we use and we recommend is one called OnView Security. And what they'll do, they'll actually take your camera system, your alarm system, they'll hook it up. When these guys, as soon as they cross the path of that camera, you'll get an email, you'll get a text message. The alarm company will get that. If you're out of town, they're great systems to have. And you know, as we saw earlier in the month, there was one where these guys went into the house, and then the people had themselves barricaded behind a door. Remember that one, Steve? Right, and these guys were trying to kick through the door to get to them. If they had a camera system hooked into the alarm system, then somebody would have been calling 911 immediately. But luckily nobody was home in this case.
So Los Altos Police can use your help on this one. If you got any tips, call us up or call the Los Altos Police.
La doctora Alicia Vázquez, con 10 años de experiencia, es especialista en pediatría. Atiende a niños recién nacidos y adolescentes, ofreciendo citas el mismo día. Para exámenes físicos y atención profesional de la salud de sus hijos, visite a la doctora Alicia Vázquez.
got footage, pretty cool footage of guys loading their car after a burglary. Steve, what we got?
Mark, this is some really cool. This is probably
Look at these guys.
some of the clearest video I've ever seen. You can even read the license plate on the car. You can see these suspects, a broad daylight burglary, boldly just loading the victim's property up in their car. It was a large screen TV. Look, he's having a little hard time closing the trunk, back of the car.
They should have stole a bigger car.
And look at that guy. You think that with the size of that guy's arms, he wouldn't have any problems getting a job, you know?
So they burglarize a house, and is this a stolen car, or it belongs to the house, or is it?
I don't know. No, it's the car they came in, but I don't know. The police department didn't. They weren't. They didn't explain whether it was a stolen car or not. But obviously they have
is
a
the
license.
video shot by somebody live, or is this a security system?
This looks like a security system from across the street.
Oh.
Yeah, but the camera's kind of moving to follow the action a little bit.
But he's putting his blinker on. He's putting his blinker on as he leaves the driveway.
I like how he jumps out and jams that trunk down really good, so he can get that new curve on the TV. So all the new TVs that have that new bend, that new curve going. But that's not how it's done. Somebody should have told me.
This is case number 15191. It's actually pretty recent. If you have any idea who these two guys might be, you can leave us a tip. Okay, so let's take it back to San Jose, California. Scott McKee, a liquor store on McKee.
Yes, Mark. This is your basic robbery here. These guys go in, and the guy pulls a gun and robs the victims. We don't have any other information. The video is one of those video, or the picture. If somebody knows them, they should be able to give us a call and tell us where they're at.
These are kids from San Jose area.
Yeah, San Jose area. And again, here California. We got the hoodie, and it looks. I can't tell what
Vans. It
looks like. That was about as clear as we could get the picture.
But they didn't beat anybody or shoot anybody like the guys in the first video.
No, but they threaten. It's like, well, why you're going to go into these little stores, this little quickie mart? These people are working hard, and you go get a job. I mean, and point a gun at somebody. I mean, that's.
You're gonna go to prison for $45 to get out of the.
And I could tell you, it's traumatic. I worked my way. I was in a liquor store, worked my way through college, and I had that happen to me, and it was pretty intense.
And they will ID those two guys. That's very recent, and they will ID them.
The top picture with the guy with the hoodie, you can still see his face pretty good.
Bad boy. I was chilling in my house, just watching my TV when I heard a knock on the door. I thought, who could that be? Surprised I found the police with a warrant for my arrest. Man, I was just trying to get some rest. Next thing I knew, I was in the county jail. And it never fails the fact that bad boys need bail. Bad boys bail bonds is who I called. And the courtesy and services topped them all. They worked it all out with a call on the phone. And before I even knew it, I was free to roam. Bad boys bail bonds, thank you for the loan. Baby, because your mama wants you home.
All right, we're back. Got one more video for you here. This one, Steve, is this is pretty unique, though, what he does to subdue his victim here. Luckily, it didn't turn out too bad, but
it's pretty shocking. It's pretty shocking. I mean, it's one of the more shocking videos I've seen where this guy goes in there with lighter fluid. You see him spraying. He sprays the clerk. He sprays the countertop. And robs the store. This is the Kangaroo Express in Palm Bay, Florida, and police got out there.
Basically says, "You do what I say, or I'm going to light this whole place on fire, including you."
Can you imagine getting sprayed with gas or lighter fluid and then getting threatened with getting set on fire? Wow! How horrible.
Yeah, I'd almost be tempted. Is that he just has a lighter there, right? I'd almost be tempted to jump over the counter and bear hug him and say, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Even though I know you're not supposed
at this point. Just give him the money and
not worth it. Just give him the money. Just give
any idea who this guy is? Did they have several?
They
of
have
these
no
going
idea.
On, or is this
Actually, the Palm Bay, Florida Police Department responded. The Brevard County Sheriff's Office helicopter responded. and they did an extensive search, but unfortunately they were unable to locate him. So we'd like to get somebody to give us a tip and let us know who he is.
Let's look at one more fugitive here, Scott. All right, this guy.
This guy. So the story about this guy here is in the San Francisco Bay Area, which he's hit at least 7 banks that they know of. It looks like you might be able to find this guy in a local gym or something. This guy is pretty fit.
He's a personal
He looks
trainer,
like an athlete, yeah.
0% body fat, man.
Yeah, the thing that's important to know is this guy hit at least 7 banks that they know of. And of course, he starts off, it started off soft, and then he was using knives. Now he's graduated to using guns. So
I think he wants to get caught.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem is that what ends up happening, these guys start to they get so jacked up at some point, and they just, when they do that many robberies, as we all know, now that he's using a gun, it's going to get dangerous. Somebody's going to get hurt. And so I hope that we need somebody to give us a call.
Fugitive Watch is brought to you by Classic Car Wash, voted Silicon Valley's best car wash 7 years in a row. There are 4 convenient locations: Campbell, Los Gatos, San Jose, and Saratoga. Log on to classiccarwash.com for coupons and locations.
And while I got a second here, I want to tell everyone about my website, which is stolen911.com, and that's where people post and try to find their stolen property. And we get a lot of good stories and things returned, and a lot of recoveries. If you look at the recover tab here, you can see some of the motorcycles that have been recovered recently, some jewelry, guitars, and a lot of good success stories, and a lot of people out there not giving up on their stolen property. Steve, you got to use the website today. What'd you think of posting something on there?
Oh, it's simple. Yeah, it's easy peasy. You just put, if you have something stolen, you log it, you describe it. If you want to offer a reward, you put a reward up there, and you put your contact information. It's actually, it's kind of similar to putting something on Craigslist, but it's a lot simpler.
So we got the Fugitive Watch Facebook page, and Scott, that's going strong.
It's going really strong, Mark. We're over 272,000 people, and that are coming online and helping us. We get lots of tips. We try to keep people updated when there's big stuff going on in the nation.
That dog, that's incredible.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
Let's run that one real quick, Mark. Isn't that horrible? They duct tape, not duct tape, but looks like they use electrical tape.
That is.
And they think that the dog was like that for 2 days before they found him.
Oh my God.
So
a lot of people are giving tips through Facebook, correct?
Yes, Mark. They're leaving tips on Facebook, and a lot of these stories, we link them back to the website when there's more information. What we're trying to do too is if the stories have some really gruesome pictures or they're too outrageous, we try to warn people, because we know a lot of people are looking at their kids are looking at their Facebook. That way they can choose if they want to go to the website and watch the video or look at other pictures. So we're trying to be sensitive.
You can always remember, you can call us at 1-800-9-CAUGHT. You can text a tip, and even with photos at 408-355-0999. Or again, you can use the Facebook page.
Or they can send us
email tips.
Yeah, they can email tips. It's real easy, tips@fugitive.com.